In the heart of Accra, where power, wealth, and politics rule, there lived a young man named Kojo Mensah. He was the golden boy of an elite Ghanaian family, the only son of a business tycoon who controlled banks, estates, and oil blocks from Takoradi to Tema to most people. Kojo's life looked perfect: luxury cars, private trips to Dubai, and VIP treatment wherever he went. But behind the expensive watches and East Legon mansion gates, Kojo's life was empty. He had friends, but none he trusted. Women threw themselves at him, but none of them moved his soul. That was until the night of a high-profile political fundraiser at Movenpick Hotel. The room was filled with MPs, CEOs, and diplomats. Cameras flashed, waiters in bow ties served champagne, and fake smiles floated around like currency. Kojo was bored until his eyes caught hers. Across the room stood Ama Asare, the only daughter of one of Ghana's most controversial politicians. Ama wasn't like the other girls in the room. She had flawless dark skin, natural curls that bounced around her shoulders, and eyes that dared anyone to underestimate her. When Kojo walked over to introduce himself, she didn't blush or giggle like most girls. Instead, she looked him dead in the eye and said, "Your father once called my father a thief in Parliament, and now you want to buy me a drink." Kojo laughed nervously, but deep inside, he was intrigued. That was the spark. What started as a tense exchange soon grew into late-night phone calls, then secret meetups in OSU lounges, then weekend escapes to hidden beaches in Ada. Their romance was wild, passionate, and reckless. Kojo was addicted to Ama's fearlessness, and Ama, despite her sharp tongue, couldn't resist Kojo's charm. But their love was dangerous. Kojo's father and Ama's father were bitter rivals, two powerful men fighting for dominance in Ghana's corridors of power. One represented old money and business empires, the other represented political influence and public manipulation. If the media, the party faithful, or their families ever discovered the affair, it could destroy everything. Still, love has a way of making people reckless. Kojo would sneak out of his father's mansion in Airport Residential, lie to his security detail, and drive himself just to meet Ama. They'd sit in his car under the dim lights of East Legon back streets, whispering about their dreams, stealing kisses, and making promises they knew they could never keep. At one point, Ama even joked, "If this comes out, Ghana Twitter will eat us alive." Kojo replied, "Then let them choke." But then came the twist that turned their love story into scandal. One night, Kojo was waiting at a private villa in Airport Hills, expecting Ama for one of their secret escapes. Ama was the result, disguised as the politician's daughter. Everything Kojo thought he knew about love crumbled. But before he could even react, Ama entered the villa. She had known the truth all along. With tears in her eyes but steel in her voice, she confessed, "Kojo, I never told you because I wanted to hurt your father. I wanted him to feel the same shame and betrayal my mother felt. I didn't mean to fall for you, but I did." The betrayal cut deep, but so did the passion. What had started as innocent love had turned into something forbidden, twisted, and irresistible. Kojo wanted to walk away, but the scandal made their attraction even more intoxicating. Soon, the whispers began. Anonymous blogs started posting blurry photos of them together at night spots in OSU. Rumors spread across Twitter. Headlines hinted at an unholy alliance between two rival families. Social media had a field day. Memes circulated, hashtags trended. Political commentators speculated on the chaos this scandal could unleash. While Ama's father was campaigning for the presidency, Kojo's father was bribing journalists to bury the story. But Ghanaian youth online refused to let it die. They mocked, they gossiped, they demanded answers. The tension reached boiling point during a live TV debate. When Ama's father was asked whether the rumors about his daughter and the tycoon's son were true, he laughed it off, calling it cheap gossip. But the panic in his eyes told another story. Behind the scenes, both families were at war. Deals were collapsing, alliances were breaking, and the political atmosphere was poisoned. And yet, despite the chaos, Kojo and Ama couldn't stop. They kept meeting, each time riskier than before. For them, it wasn't just love anymore, it was defiance, a way of spitting in the face of two families who thought they could control everything. They knew the truth would destroy them, but they didn't care. Because sometimes, the most dangerous love isn't the one you're supposed to have, but the one you can't let go of. By the climax of the scandal, Kojo and Ama weren't just lovers, they had become a symbol. To some Ghanaians, they were reckless and immoral. To others, they were tragic heroes, victims of the dirty games of the elite. Their story proved one thing. In Ghana, politics isn't just about power. Sometimes, it's about passion, betrayal, and secrets that can burn down empires. And as the nation watched, one question remained unanswered. Was their love strong enough to survive the truth? Or was it destined to end in ruin?